The first in 5.5a, the first item that we're going to build is the rubber handled sleeve. And if we look at this, we're going to be doing a revolve. And so when we set up the revolve, we need to have a construction line, and that's where it's going to rotate around. And then we're going to have this L-shaped feature, and that's what's going to rotate. And you'll notice that as we rotate that through 360 degrees, we will then have this cylinder-shaped object. Okay. So as we go forth, let's look at some of the dimensions here. We have diameter, 1.375 OD. The OD stands for outer diameter. So that is the diameter of this cylinder. So from one side to the other, if we measured it, it would be 1 3/8 inches. The other thing we notice here is 0.25 typical for a radius. And when it says TYP for typical, that means anywhere there's a radius, that radius is then 1/4 of an inch, or 0.25. So we see all of that. So we need to lay this up, okay? And we have all of this here, and this is how we're going to lay this up. So let's go into Inventor, and let's get started with a sketch. And we'll go ahead, drop it into the plane. So we'll start off with our axis of rotation. So we'll go ahead and click here, make that a construction line, and then we're going to go ahead and draw the and I like to do the axis rotation on the x-axis, and then I'll come down, and on the y-axis I will make the side of my little L-shaped object. So we'll come over and up, and right now it doesn't matter, okay, just lay it in, just get that general shape. And then from there we start adding in dimensions. So we know this is 4.469 for 469. So that's going to make it a little bit larger there. We know our outer diameter is 1 3/8, and so if the outer diameter is 1 3/8, from the outside, which is right here, to the middle should be half of that. So it's 1.375 divided by 2, not divided by 20. That's what I just typed. So let's try that again. 1.375 divided by 2. And then notice this crosses the line here. We don't want that. And so don't freak out. Don't mess up. When you change some of the dimensions, sometimes it does weird things. And basically this moved up. It got smaller, and this moved with it. So all we have to do is click and drag, and it will bring it on down. And then we know this opening. Now this is an opening. We know that's 0.1875, and that's going to be divided by 2 again. And then we know that is 156. So this dimension is 0.156. And then we're starting to get everything laid out very nicely. And then all we lack is the 0.25 there. So this dimension from here to here is 0.25. Okay. And if we want, you notice we still have some green there. It's basically because this isn't locked to the y-axis, and that's why it's still green. If we want to do that, we can say vertical, and we can say, you know what, this point is vertical with that, and then everything's locked in. It still says 1 dimension needed. All that is for my axis rotation. I don't have an endpoint defined for how long that line is, but that's fine. We can go ahead and finish the sketch. And then all we have to do is go up here to Revolve. It's going to automatically find the profile. If it doesn't automatically find your profile, meaning it turns blue, then you probably have some extra lines, or you forgot to make this a construction line. If so, you can click profile, or it's already set for you. You can click it and it'll turn blue for you. And then we'll click on axis. Click on the axis. It's going to rotate around, and that's done. So now all we have to do to finish this part is go ahead and do our fillet. So we click that. We want this to be 0.25, so set that to 0.25. And then we're going to click our, so if that happens here, basically what happened is that it wasn't clicking. So I just go up here and click where it says 0 selected, and then I can select 1, I can select 2, and I have this part done.